West. They already flew by. I remember Izzet. I can do some Izzet. So that's we're gonna wrap up Wolfman here, and we're gonna move into working on some Izzet Prowess. And let's check this deck out. Izzet Prowess. Now this deck, Izzet Prowess, I do feel like it could be the aggro deck in the format. I've already played against a lot of people running it, and I've got some ideas of my own, and I want to see how it goes. The deck that gave me the hardest time was Infamous Gemini's, which had kind of a Thopter theme, but I don't want to go full-blown Thopter mode. He had Foundry of the Consuls, which I think I just don't think you can run that with 21 lands. Drawing a brown land is so bad. And he had Thopter Spy Network. I think that's too cute. Sometimes he just played it and had no Thopters at all. But this is my build. So we got a pair of Twin Bolts that kind of stand out as the flex cards. I think the rest of the deck is pretty set. I love Thing in the Ice in here. I hope we get to make that happen for you. Jori I've been really impressed with. So let's take this out and get our butts handed to us with this deck now. I do plan to try a more traditional Thopter deck at some point, even if you're not happy about it, Demand, who says, ugh, not back to Thopters. If you're sick of Thopters, you'll just have to stay sick of Thopters, because they don't go away. Not really. Nuke says, how did werewolves go? We got our butts kicked. We got stomped on with our werewolves today, which is weird. I really had been doing great with it, and today I think we just... A lot of weakness today. It was very sad. Made me a sad panda. This hand is slow, but there's just about all live draws in our deck, and we're on the play, so I think I can keep it. I mean, what could go wrong? I definitely mulligan that hand on the draw as being too slow, but the idea here is that just about anything we draw should be playable, and if we draw another land, we're off to the races, because we got most of our 3-drops right here. So we'll see how wrong I can be about that. I was also distracted because I'm running back and forth to the bathroom to fill up my water bottle. Let's see. Oh, so far no good. At least they did when I used your deck. Usually they come out fast and hard. Yeah, they did. At least they did when I used your deck. Yeah, I mean, I was doing absolutely amazing with werewolves until I made the video. That's just the way it goes. But now we're on to the prowess. All right, we got there, and I think what we want to do is lead off with the thief. I think that's our girl. I think Reckless Bushwhacker would have been fun. I think it would have been a way for aggro to stay in it. I don't like a lot of the aggro decks I'm trying to make work, but they're very tribal, and I know Wizards loves pushing tribes on us, so vampires, werewolves, things like that. Just about every aggro deck has to have a tribal theme now, except for this one here. This Izzet Prowess doesn't feel like it needs it. Alright, that's good. So we're going to go with Jori, and then we're going to go with Slip Through Space, draw 2 cards, and then we're going to draw a card from our Jhessian Thief. And you're going to get the gist that this thing piles on the card advantage. It also runs 21 lands, so we can stop drawing lands now. Now, Vampires is another deck I have to make a video with, because then we'll lose with it, and then I'll realize how bad it is, because right now I keep winning with Vampires. I think I'm 8-1 in my recorded games, which, you know, I only try to record competitive good games. So I've been winning with Vampires more than I think I should. It doesn't feel good. It just kind of feels awkward. So I'm not trying to tell you Vampires is great. I'm trying to tell you I think it's not great, but I haven't lost yet, so it's hard for me to put it down. While our opponent is going to try to curve stomp us with allies. Oh boy. Get ready for that, everyone. So what do we want to do with our next turn? We've got options. We've got options. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, you guys. What are we going to do to him? What are we going to do to him? I do think we want to take some allies off the board. He's got too many going on. So this kills an ally, this kills an ally, leaves us 1 mana for Slip Through Space. And I think that's what we want to play. So we will Slip Through Space on our Thief, because that's what we want to get through unblocked. We will Exquisite Firecraft this here, 3/4. Rise from the Tides in Izzet, huh? I've been using it in Dimir and also having a great time. Alright. Should have attacked with Jori N first and seen if we could draw a double block. Probably not, but it would have been worth trying. Little sloppy today. I don't know if there's a game I've played quite as perfectly as I want to yet. All right, that was a good turn. So I was told by a few people, whose opinions I do appreciate, that Jhessian Thief and Jori N were too slow. As you can see, kind of in this game, where we had a very slow hand with no play on turn 1 or turn 2, it's not absolutely necessary that Prowess be fast. It just be necessary that it can start doing multiple things in a turn, and then, yeah, you just kind of draw a whole bunch of cards. You can absolutely wear your opponent out on card advantage instead of speed. So what's this turn gonna bring? 1, 2, zap, Titan Strength. I think that's lethal. Let's find out. Let's play some Magic. One way to get around the priority bug with Abbot is to just have a land in your hand when you play it. We're actually not going to play that because we have lethal without that. All right. This deck wouldn't be doing too much if he had removal. That was my theory as well, and I actually played against this deck, basically the same build from Gemini, that I played against it with a black-white deck that was nothing but removal, and you know what happened? It just got card advantaged out. It just got completely card advantage ground out over and over again. The games were not close. I got destroyed. So I don't think your take on that is quite correct. I thought I had 1 more mana. If I had 1 more mana, the Titan Strength would have been lethal. I must have miscounted. This is going to be close though. 10, 16. Oh wait, I still got it. No, I don't. 12. Yeah, why is my math so bad? But yeah, the removal actually is where you know, the dies to removal arguments, or the deck full of removal beat this, is why you have the Thopter guys. Like, these guys aren't important in this game because nothing's getting removed, but in games with removal, these guys drive people nuts. What's your opinion on the past priority changes? You know what? I try to just completely stay out of that. Okay, we're gonna leave this game. We definitely won. So I mean, Wizards intended it. Wizards didn't intend it to be like this. They intended it to pass priority so that noobs would have to learn how to play instants at instant speed. They didn't intend for all this to happen. I think that's a really silly thing to say. And I know that they're the ones who said it, not you. So I'm saying they are silly, not you. But for me, I've been able to handle the priority glitches. And by handle, I mean I deal with it. It doesn't mean they don't get me from time to time, but I've played the games enough and like I've kind of figured out ways to play around the glitches, like the Abbot one. I know ways to hold priority, so I hold lands in my hand even more than I used to just keep my priority. So it makes sequencing important, where you have to actually think about how you're sequencing your spells, and when and you actually have to kind of let it run through your head. When am I going to lose priority on my turn based on how I cast my spells? And if you do that, it's bearable. Obviously, I'm playing this game a ton. I'm having a great time with the new cards, so I'm not going to stop playing the game. So if you want to play the game a lot, it's kind of like you have to learn how to play the game that you have, not the game you should have. To me, it's just like other things in the game that they've screwed up, like not giving us an upkeep step or a chance to respond in a draw phase. Cards that don't do what they say they're going to do right on the card. It's all... I just try to pretend that's the way the game always worked, and that I don't know otherwise, because that keeps me a better player of this game, I think. Anyway, that's just my take on it. Something funny happened with the gold issue I had. They gave me my gold, and their auto fix was to give me another 75k, another 7,500. Basically, almost got enough for the next expansion. Hey, there you go. I mean, they're practically giving this game away now because people are mad that when they tried to buy it, everything went wrong. But good on you guys. They're gonna give it away. Take it. Absolutely take it. It probably won't always be like this. I remember Magic. I played Magic Online Moto when it was beta, and it was full of bugs. Like, it was close. It was a lot worse than this. It was pretty much unplayable. It was a horrible experience, and we stuck with it for, I think it was like 8 months or something like that we stuck with Moto Beta. And then at the end of it, and it was free the whole time. It was absolutely free. And it was free and it was horrible. And then at the end, they took it away. And it was no longer free, but they fixed all the bugs and everything was great. So, it just, like, I'm telling you, Moto Beta was a lot worse than anything we're going through here. The amount of bugs in that game, and the fact that just playing that game is genuinely not fun most of the time. Holy cow. So, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm a person who survived a hurricane, and I'm in here looking at a pretty bad thunderstorm with all you guys on this priority thing going, it could be worse. That's a terrible analogy if anybody ever... I mean, it goes great with the Stormchaser Mage, my analogy, very flavorful, but it's horrible if anybody lost someone in any of those storms, a hurricane or a thunderstorm that I mentioned. And I don't mean to offend those people. Please don't hate me. All right, rolling on. Like thunder, rolling thunder. Goes back into my story. It's not in my hand, though. Sup? Always love it when some folks come in and say hi, give me a smile, appreciate that. Especially the regulars. I've been seeing some people often, always nice to see. Okay, what could he do about this thief? There isn't too much. Thopter Engineer gets right in there and hits him in the sky. But Thief draws cards, and this deck loves cards. So let's try that. If I had another untapped land in my hand, it would be Engineer, so that I could curve it into Pia Kiran. But since I'm not sure I can do that, we'll invert them and put it off a turn and put out the Thief. Now we need to draw some of our we have 16 one-drop spells, and I need to draw them to trigger these prowess, make this prowess happen. Alrighty, that's not it. Well, I guess we're kind of walking into Languish at this point, so I'm just gonna attack. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack. No reason to get all overcommittal. Hopefully we can draw another way to draw cards and stuff. This deck is so slow. Well, I mean, if you're looking for traditional aggro, yeah, it's not that speedy. But it certainly gets the job done. I can tell you that, especially against like control decks. Also, this is a weird hand. We don't have any of the 16 one-drops to pump our guys, so we're kind of if our opponent's not doing anything, we'll kind of just take it turn by turn. What the heck? Well, our opponent did something, but now I feel disappointed. Because this may have to go down as a junk game if he doesn't do something better than that. It's a 1-2. Do I care? If I attack with both weapons, I mean, yeah, I guess. Oh god, I feel horrible firecrafting it, but we still get bonuses and we get to draw a card. I just really wish I drew a Fiery Impulse or Twin Bolt, of which there are plenty in the deck. Whatever. Good evening indeed, good evening. Thank you for coming in, thank you for hanging out with me. This is gonna be we're working on our Izzet deck, our Izzet Prowess deck. And we worked on werewolves, it was sad. Now we're working on Izzet, hopefully it'll raise our spirits a bit. There's a 1-drop at long frickin' last, but that's okay. If our opponent's doing nothing, we can do nothing along with them. We can do nothing just fine. I can do nothing with the best of them. Explosive Vegetation, okay. Time to punch his face. Hopefully we draw another instant. We can fire up. See, I'm playing around sweepers right now, but okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. So another instant, like a Titan Strength, would be really lethally. So let me. Oh yeah, Nighthawk, good looking out. Fog incoming. Fog incoming. Good to keep in mind. Let's start right here. Okay. Well, that allows for this. Oops. Tapped wrong. Silly me. Ah! Yep, tapped wrong. Should have played the land first. So now that holding priority thing got me back. Because this would have been lethal. But, oh well. Wrong. So many misplays today. I gotta sharpen up. I definitely have to. And I keep saying it. I wish I had something better I could do. Because I am a person who likes action more than words. So I wish I could do something to make myself feel better, but all I can do is try to play the next turn better. And that's one of the hardest things ever for me to get used to in Magic, is when I screw up, there's no immediate thing to do better than just try to play the next turn better. You can never have back any mistake that you made. That is not an easy thing for me to process, because I am a fix-it type of person. When something goes wrong, I need to fix it like right away, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. That's not unusual, but it leaves me dwelling on mistakes. That is the truth. Now, he could have a spatial contortion or something like that, but I don't think so, so I think this is just over. Yeah. Not very impressed. Okay, we'll just get in with this and see what happens. Should be it. That was a pretty junky game. I don't know what to make of that deck. I mean, some kind of a horrid ramp deck that did almost nothing. I don't think that counts for anything. Other than me rambling, trying to answer questions, and misplaying at the same time. Black-blue aggro is still alive. Red-blue aggro I get. I'm playing that. I can dig on that. Black-blue aggro is alive? You'll have to explain that statement to me. I mean, you'll have to at least give me, like, the nuts and bolts. Are you talking about Nantuko Husk? Because I've definitely been down that road plenty of times. And I can tell you, it lives, but it's not consistent. I mean, what do you do if you don't draw the Nantuko Husk? Well, you dirtle until you do. Ingest. Yeah, Nighthawk. There you go. You figured it out. It's an ingest deck, clearly. It's clearly an ingest deck, and we are all just playing. He's playing at one level. We're all down here, and he's on that level up there. That he made ingest work, and we still don't know what's going on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Server. Uh-oh. Am I down? Am I getting the kibosh put on me by wizards? Cross your fingers, guys. Could be a premature end to the party here today. If we can't get on the server. Is this a problem for anybody else? Anybody else out there trying to play on Xbox see their server go down? Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh. Let's jump on that Reddit. Oh no. Oh no. Well, on the bright side, you can always hope that it's an update. Let me see if there's any news on Reddit or Twitter, okay? Hold tight. We'll get out the phone. We'll figure out what's going on. We'll track down the problems, if there are any. There's a lot of tweets by Magic Duels saying, "Oh no, there's a problem. I'll help you." There are no known issues. What are you talking about? It's just like all that I'm reading when I look up Magic Duels instead of their tweets right now is their responses to people who are having issues, and it's very sad. Oh my, we're down. Let me see here. Whew, okay. Yeah, RIP stream. Well, that's a quick way to end a party. Oh my gosh. It used to be I would search for the Magic Duels Twitter, and all that I would see is their announcements and their previews of the new cards and like get hype type stuff. And now all that I see are responses to angry people. Oh, how would you like that job? How would you like that job? Okay, now I'm going to try Reddit. I couldn't find anything on their Twitter other than angry people and the responses to them. Okay, nothing there. I can't find, I'm still not finding a actual announcement of any kind. You'd think if they were gonna take the servers down, they would let me know. Anybody else out there with Xbox One can let me know if this is just me or if it's all of us? Anybody out there on Xbox One? It seems like Xbox One is the least, has the least players. That's what it feels like, and I didn't think that would be the case. I thought that would be iOS. I knew that Steam had a pretty healthy, player base, but I thought Xbox would be up there, and I appear to be wrong. Well, maybe this is what do you guys think? Is this the first act of the new CEO? Just shut duels down right now? Oh wait, we did it. We got there. Okay. We got there. We're back. Let's see if we can get a game. Hey! And we still have people here. Thank you. Is it possible a decent black-white Kratz deck? Thinking about Pious Evangel as Zulaport Cutthroat. Talk to Nighthawk, Obnixilis. Nighthawk, he just put a video on YouTube. Search for Nighthawk233 to see his video. That's where... Oh, excuse me. That's where I'll direct you for that. Let's see. Black-White is pretty good with life game, though. Yep, stuff like that. Alright, well, here we go. We got it. We recovered. The bug thing went down and then came back up. Watch. Let's see if priority is fixed from that slight outage. Cross your middle fingers. Don't have to be all PG. Oh, yeah. We got that thing in the ice. But this hand is curious. I'm not sure if I want to thing, if I want to play that game, or if I want to play the mage. Probably the mage being on the play. The thing in the ice game is different from the rest of the deck. It's basically where you take all the spells in the deck and you put them next to thing in the ice, and it bails you out of crazy situations that the deck otherwise it would just fall behind and never catch back up. So that's kind of where that's the thing's role. But when you're on the play and your opponent is doing hasn't done anything yet, you may as well take the aggressive role because it's easy to take. It's easy to take with this deck. I do, however, I'm absolutely confident you want this. You don't have to have it. You could just plan to be ahead the whole game no matter what. But if you're like me, you know that doesn't always work out. Sweepers happen. Maybe the opponent, finds ways to deal with your threats. You draw threat light, and sometimes you just play thing in the ice, and they're like, I can't beat that card. Sometimes it's just all you need in your life. All right, our opponent is doing the black-white thing. If they're doing the black-white control thing, they might have some problems. So let's see what happens. Pretty much got to remove that thief and that Stormchaser Mage. Both of those can run away with the game all on their own. And third land, let's see what they do. If it's a read the bones, then they are really out of luck. If we draw a land, I think I'll still Jori and Expedite. And if I don't, I think I'll just Expedite on Stormchaser. Okay, Twin Bolt's good too. So, do I want to overcommit? No reason to do that. If he languishes, we could save these for instant speed, because they would put us over 5 toughness. So yeah, I kind of like that. I think we're just going to attack. There's no reason to be in too much of a rush with this deck. As I've shown, you can generate a lot of card advantage. It's not like a traditional aggro deck. It doesn't always kill them fast. But it can compete over the course of a game, over the course of a long game. It always runs people kind of out of... It runs them out of answers, and it just has these explosive turns where suddenly Stormchaser Mage gets in for 10 and things are over. So if he goes Languish here, I mean, it's going to be perfect. I'm going to show you. It's going to be a sight to behold. He's done absolutely nothing, so I would expect him to languish. I would expect him to do something. Dead weight. Yeah, okay. So, let's see who we've got here. Shaking me goodies. What goodies ye be shaking? I think we can Expedite Jori and draw a card. So this is clearly not a thing in the ice game, but it might be later. You never know. So what are you going to do? Anguish Unmaking? I still get to draw. You can stop me from drawing one card. You can't stop me from drawing both. I did try Fevered Visions in this deck, and I decided I'd rather have the Instance and Sorcery spells. I mean, you can do it with both, but then you're removing threats. There are certain matchups where Fevered Visions with this deck is, magical and amazing, but there's also games that are sad and depressing. So we drew perfect, and now we want him to target the Mage if he's going to do a removal spell. Yep, here it comes. What's your target? Yep, that's fine, because we still get to... Now we get the Prowess activation off the Thief, and we get to draw a card from that. So, it kind of fixed itself, that little snafu. Still ripping cards. So, let's see if I can make this work. I was telling you guys when I played this side of the matchup, when I played Black-White Control against this deck, Izzet Prowess, that I got absolutely destroyed. Hopefully I can continue that in this battle. So our opponent's playing Guilt Leaf, which makes me believe he doesn't have a Languish ready to go. And we're pretty low on spells, which is frustrating. So I think what we want to do here is Engineer, Stormchaser, land. Get him for 2 in the air. He's at 8. If we untap, Stormchaser, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we just need to draw 1 more spell to kill him if he doesn't deal with the board. Yeah, oh, alrighty. Yeah, we're gonna go with that line. When do you stream? When does who stream? When do I stream? I'm streaming right now. What a question. Alright. So if he has Languish, we get to nail him with Wandering Fumarole for 4. That puts him down to 4. So that's good. Yeah. If he Planar Outburst, same thing. Let's see what he's got. It's Kothafed? Okay. I mean, yeah, that's a big flying man. But that's gonna drain him out too. Holy cow. Alright. A few more lands than I really wanted to see, and not enough spells, that is for sure. Let's get in there, though. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. He takes 2, 6. Fire that up, he takes 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we'll deploy the thing, because if we do need to hit a batch of spells, we have not drawn many spells. So let's get in there, even with the Thief, in case he does feel inclined to block it. Okay, he's going to block there. So he's gonna take 1, 2, 3, and I go straight upstairs. 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should be right. Deploy the thing! I have deployed the thing. It has happened. So yep, that should be lethal. Thank you, Coffee. Enjoy your cards. Ba-bam! So that was a good match. That was versus Black-White Control, and we took a cautious route, and we almost risked him taking the turning the corner because of it. But it's okay. We never got board wiped, which is what we were playing around. But we were still able to close the game. So that's one I can definitely put on the books. That was a fun one. But yeah, there's Kothafed doing his suicide black thing. The guy comes with a price. He takes your soul. Another one I love is when they deploy Mind Rack Demon and they have no cards in their graveyard, so they're basically looking they're basically really hoping to hit the perfect Delirium flip, and then they have to take 4. Pretty awesome. Dropped a bomb, man. What is that from? I'm having reference issues. Maybe it's a Euro thing, Eurozone thing. Feel free to tell me what movie you're getting to. What movie you're referencing. Fill me in. Make me part of the joke. And I'll probably be like, oh yeah, of course. Alright, I guess. This is also very slow-moving hand. An Africa Zone thing, alright. Is it Operation Dumbo Drop? Is that what it is? Because I never saw that movie, but I'm just guessing based on the terms. Alright, so we've got a 2-1 right off the bat. And... okay. So 21 land. We've definitely drawn plenty. I mean plenty in every game, but this one we've drawn like 5. That's gotta pretty much stop. We gotta draw some non-land for the rest of this game. But in the meantime, we got the thing. It's gonna be the brick wall against aggro. He's playing the green-white. Is this the same guy we played before, do you think? It might be. I mean, that looks like... we'll see. I think this is the same avatar. But that's a good thing about some high toughness. You can just throw down a brick wall called Thing in the Ice and go ahead, you know, build a board. Eventually, oh my god. Again, 21 lands. But what can you do? Sometimes that's all you draw. Let's see if we can pull this off anyway. But we definitely need a card advantage source. We need something that we can play and draw cards pretty much immediately. This hand is... I figured anything off the top of the deck that wasn't 2 lands would make the hand much better, and of course that's not what happened. So I think I'd keep it again, but now I'm a bit flustered. He wants to come in with that. Let's offer the Engineer if he wants to, like, Titanic Growth or Might of the Masses. Okay. This is going to be one of those games that I was talking about where we'd probably be completely out of it if all we could do was play creatures and attack, but since we have Thing in the Ice, we'll have a chance. We'll probably have a chance. Not if we oh my god. Yep. It's like that, y'all. It's like that, y'all. 1, 2, 3 makes that a 5/4, so we'll block like this. And he'll let it die? Interesting. And he's got another. Alright. So he's got all spells. He's missing land drops. We have the exact opposite problem. So what's the right thing to do? I mean, do we play defense and hope to draw the spells and let Thing in the Ice win the game? I mean, there's no way we're gonna race, is there? There's just no way we can race. So we have to actually turtle up, and we have to play the very different game, the Thing in the Ice game. We know that he has at least 4 non-land, probably 5 now, non-land spells. So trying to like attack him just because we think of ourselves as the aggro deck would be foolish. Might of the Masses is 1, 2, 3. So we'll block over there. He can make that a 4/4, and we'll block over here. All right. What's he got? Okay. It won't kill it, but it'll keep our Thing in the Ice alive. Land. Ha! We'll keep that. Scrying and casting more spells is what we're looking to do. Wow, Nuke, I'm glad somebody is getting some sweet play out of my deck, because I feel a little deprived at the moment. But it's all good. Let's crack him for 4 because we can. I think we'll even, like, I'm willing to risk the 2. Again, we have the Titan Strength, so yeah, I'll even get in there with, well, I'll do the math in a second. How about that? I'll do the math, and then I'll decide whether or not to attack with Stormchaser Mage. Come on! This thing! Oh my god! 5. So I get in for 4. Let's see, 14. 2. We have burn spells. Okay. We're gonna attack with both now. And we're gonna save the Titan Strength again, because if he attacks with another combat trick or Might of the Masses, we want to be able to surprise him. Okay. Not a very scary card when he has 2 lands. Four spells, 5 spells in our top 12 with 21 lands in the deck. So that's 6 going on 7. Alright, let's get our Abbot. Nice. Notice how I can still use the Abbot's card because I have a land in my hand, which is holding that priority for me. Hallelujah. Amen. Why is it floating? Thank you. I was just wondering if I can activate Wandering Fumarole and then slip that through space and hit him for 4, but I probably can't because of the priority bug. If I play this land, that's what's holding my priority right now. So if I play this land and activate it, oh, I still wouldn't be able to hit him with it. So no, we're not going to do that. So we're going to use it on Stormchaser Mage. Because that Suntail Hawk, we can't have that get in our way. One more spell to set up Thing in the freaking Ice, baby. Come on now. Hit me. It's there. It's freaking there, you guys. So we're going to use the Titan Strength this turn, because we don't... It'll be wasted if we have to use it with the Thing in the Ice. So now we can activate Thing in the Ice pretty much on demand with our Fiery Impulse to finish this game. Yeah, that's pretty good against a creature deck. And we just have to make sure to play around Reprisal. And I want to hold priority next turn in case I want to do something like flip Thing in the Ice, replay Abbot. So I'm going to hold this land. So as long as... Okay, draws land number 3. He taps out. Here we go. Here we go. It's going to happen, you guys. Get excited. Now, do I do it on end step? Yeah, I can do it on end step. Then I'll have the most mana available for next turn. I don't have to do it on end step, but because it doesn't have Summoning Sickness when it flips, but we may as well. Alright, so 7, and that's not too complicated. The thing was, the thing was, Red Fury, that's a good play, but I didn't want to give him a turn to kill the thing in the ice. Like, if he had a reprisal and I made that play, he would still be alive and he could kill thing in the ice, and then we'd be back to deploying threats. I'd probably still win that game, but there's no reason to give him the opportunity. You know what I mean? So, if I wait till he taps out and he can't do anything about it and do it on end step and hit him like that with the Wandering Fumarole, it's just, in my opinion, it's the better play. Alrighty, got there. Kind of a junk game, but we'll take it. Could have gone for even Stevens. Yeah, but I'm not WMG, baby. Let them do it. Why are you dirtling when he's at 8? Math, I guess. Sorry. I also like to read comments and respond to people, which sometimes derails my train of thought. So then I have to go back to the game, and then I have to check life totals and my hand all over again, because this is actually pretty complicated and is a skill all its own that I'm still not exactly good at. There are people far better at it than I am. But I can tell you, I definitely play 10 times tighter if I close chat and don't talk to anybody. But what's the fun in that? You know? Then why am I even streaming? It would just be to show off. And I don't want to stream to show off. I want to stream to kind of experience this new game that we have and share it with you guys. That's why I'm doing a lot of this stuff. I hope that makes sense. I hope it comes off that way too. I don't know. Some people have told me in the past I can be arrogant, and I know sometimes I don't come off the way I want to, but really the only reason to stream and talk to people in the comments is to have more fun with the game. The showing off is just a bonus. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. That's funny. That's funny right there. I've always said that. This hand has too many islands. Islands are by far the worst cards in the deck when you draw too many of them. Because most of the red cards do much cooler stuff. But I'm probably going to expedite that stupid blister pod. They did give up on the... They gave up on... WMG, they were awesome, man, but they did give up on this game as soon as they had to build their own decks. They really kind of... They threw in the towel when they had to do their own builds, man. It was too hard. And other people were beating them, and it was probably very sad. But, I mean, that's normal. Like, it's not unusual for that to happen. So, I think what I want to do is I want to play Thing in the Ice this turn, since I don't have another threat card. And the next turn I can play Jace, Expedite it, and use it right away. So, it's much less likely he can deal with the Thing. And if he can, you know, it's not like we can get anything out of giving the Thing haste. Weapons of Mass Gaming is a YouTube channel that played Duels of the Planeswalkers a lot in 2012 and especially 2013, I believe. And they were some of the first video YouTube guys to do duels, and they were pretty awesome at it. They were funny. They were a team. They would like 2 guys who would get together and play, and then there was a third one who I think lived with them for a time who also had a channel. So it was really sweet. And they had a ton of viewers and subscribers. And I don't know, they just kind of stopped playing after a while. They were really funny. Like, I mean, they were funny. That was like their whole shtick. They were the funny guys playing duels. That was my opinion. Alright, so if he's going to gain life... This is going to be a tricky game if he's going to gain a lot of life. Not quite sure what to make of his deck except for value. I'm also not sure if I should expect Languish or not, but probably. So I am going to Thopter Engineer here instead of that Jace play. That can come along later. Yeah, I miss Nemo. I know he still plays because I've seen him show up every now and then on the streams that other people are making. But I miss his videos. I think he was better than he ever thought he was. Technivolver. Ha. Oh my god, Tech. Salty, right? Oh my goodness. That guy was salty. That guy was really salty. Oh man, I do miss him. He was a person I liked to watch struggle just because he would get so emotionally crazy invested in it. So this is going to be interesting. We need a card advantage engine in this game to stay in this game because just damage isn't going to do it. Like, just racing with damage will not win this game. So we need Jori N, we need a Jhessian Thief, and we need more mountains. We do not have enough mountains. Headcase was awesome, very funny guy. Loved his series. It was called The Journey. That was awesome. This could definitely be bad if he has Languish to play this Jace. But I think I have to. It's not going to get better, and I have to dig for cards. But one thing we can do is we can save the Expedite, or we can just use it now. Let's see. I guess we use it now. Maybe we'll draw something that we really want to use. Another way to draw a card or a tap land. A tap land would be something I'd want to draw and play this turn. Well, there's there you go. I really don't want any more islands. I want no islands whatsoever. So there you go. Duel's YouTube channels that do this. Hakeem928, Mobius, Chicken Strips, Legend, Nighthawk, who is right above you there. Go check out his videos. Nighthawk233. For me, those are the guys. There's plenty of other people who have put out a few videos, but those guys are like really steady about it. You can also watch my stuff on YouTube if you can't catch it on Twitch, but Twitch is probably more fun. I'm not gonna say otherwise. I love it here on Twitch. So our opponent is just going he's just going off. He's doing it, you know what I mean? He's doing it. So how are we gonna handle it? If we can flip Jace this turn, or we can loot. Since he didn't kill Jace yet, I think I want to loot, because I have way too many Titan Strengths in my hand. The thing with 3B and Kreider, I don't know. I don't see their videos come out that often. Also, I mean, there's some audio, like BB's is fine. Oh, Mackie, yeah, Mackie does pretty good stuff. I've also become kind of picky about content over the years. Like, I really need it to have a certain polish. I don't know. And my stuff doesn't necessarily have that polish. Alright, let's get that off the battlefield. I'm sure he should use it. Yeah, use it, dude. I'm not playing the Thief this turn. I'm getting my red mana set up, and I don't want to get blown out. Okay, he's got a wild size. Wow. That's a bit of a problem. Guess I could have waited. I really wanted to attack with it, though. Or with my engineer. Ugh. We got trouble. This game is all kinds of awkward from every angle. I mean, 4 Titan Strengths. Awesome. It's great against anything that isn't a life gain. Like, 4 Titan Strengths is just horrible against a retreat to Kazandu, and whatever the heck that thing was. Explosive Vegetation. So here we go. Activation. Duskwatch Recruiter. Whiff. I think. Yeah, whiff. He found nothing. Maybe you shouldn't run a 70-card deck if you're going to run Duskwatch Recruiter. Alright. And he's got the land. And he's probably going to gain a life. Nope, he's going to pump his Recruiter. Which means our play is probably going to be to zap that thing with Jace and Fiery Impulse. But let's find out. At this point, he's ramped up, but he obviously doesn't have his ramp payoff, right? Or else he would have done much better things than he's done. So, what do we want to do? Flashback Fiery Impulse. Target this thing. If he has another wild size, that's really bad. Do we want to play Thief first? No, I don't think so. But we might want to play Stormchaser Mage first to get the bonus. Yeah, I think that's right. I don't have any other way to... I guess we'll flip Jace first and see what we draw. Another island. Yeah, there's only 5 in the deck. We draw on 4. Island definitely screws our mana worse than anything else. Alright, we'll take this line. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Try to figure out where my highlight is. Point that thing at that thing. If it doesn't freeze the game. 1 counter on Thing in the Ice. Now that's dead. I'm trying to attack. Game is sinking. That was fun. Also, not going to attack with the Thopter. This game is not going to be decided quickly. It's going to be a resource battle, so I'm going to save resources where I can. And I would love to get his Pilgrim's Eye off the battlefield, because it's not exactly something I want to Thing in the Ice. Thing is down to Uno. So we've got the flipsies, but I think I need to hold out. Yeah, I need to hold out to get... I don't know, bouncing his stuff isn't going to do much with Thing in the Ice, unfortunately. Because he's going to have all the mana to replay them in a bajillion life. So I may as well... Oh, he's going to buff. Good. Yeah, that's good. That makes Thing better. And a Blister Pod. Okay. So Titan Strength, Thing in the Ice flips. Hits him for 10. And we can replay Thopter Engineer. Definitely blocking here. Because we're going to lose that token anyway. And let's get excited. Alright, so... Target Thing with Titan Strength. Flip Thing, bounce his toys, bounce my Thopter Engineer and my Stormchaser Mage, recast, I think Jhessian Thief. I've been saying that we need a card advantage engine, so I think Jhessian Thief's going to be it. And is there any reason to minus my own guy? 7, 8, that wouldn't do it. Nope. Neither one like saves me from Guilt Leaf Winnower or anything weird. Not that ever would. It's a stupid idea. Alright. So... Oh, wait. Yeah, never mind. Doesn't matter what we plus on. Bro! It's the Thing in the Ice! Scry. Top. Yes. I said we need the card advantage to win this game. 10-9! White Human strikes again. Unfortunately, my opponent was only playing Bronze Sables, so you were playing White Humans? I mean, I appreciate the updates, but I gotta know. I mean, are you gonna fog me? Is that what's gonna happen? Is he gonna fog this? Bam, 10. Alright, let's get this going. Now, I hope this shows. Like, I do consider Izzet Prowess an aggro deck, but it is very much... It can be viewed as a... It can last in the late game, like aggro decks typically don't. Yeah, I know it's a May, but what's the point of not using it if there's a creature target? I mean, I guess it was pointless there, but you always should think about it. I'm very well aware that it's a May. But thank you. It's a free thing. If there's any good use for it whatsoever, you should find it. That's would be my point there. You could mindlessly tick it up, or you could actually think about, is there something I can do with it? Alright, and here we are in that scenario again. Mindlessly tick it up, or find something to do with it. And we're gonna tick up on the Thopter dude. And we're going to play Jori N. And here we go. Let's see what he wants to block. If he blocks the thief, we can kill his guy. He doesn't. Okay. Let's go for this. We get to draw off Jori. Get to trigger Jhessian. Jhessian goes to 5/5. We'll keep that on top. Love a dual land here. That's perfectly fine. Lets me play all my other spells better. Alright. And there we go. Good turn. Play the tutorials and campaigns first. And some experience. Then it gets easier. Amen. Uh-oh. He found the big deal breaker itself. There it is, guys. And there's nothing we can do if he wants to go get Ulamog. Other than try to make sure we have so much on the battlefield, Ulamog can't deal with it. So what can we do to stall against Ulamog? We can't do anything. We have to do, all that we can do now is hit him as hard as we can for the rest of the game. That's what we gotta do. So in the spirit of hitting him as hard as we can for the rest of the game, we can Twin Bolt and kill one creature. We can flashback Twin Bolt, kill the Scion, and do one to him. And we can Titan Strength. How much does that do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 15, 16, 17. Puts him to 5. Puts him to 5. And the next turn, well, we need more spells. Hopefully we'll draw more spells along the road. Let me check one more time. Fiery Impulse would be better. Oh, there is a Fiery Impulse. Okay, so that's cheaper. So that gets me one more spell if I draw it. Alright, let's start with a red. 1, 2, 3 red. So I really want something I can cast with that blue mana. Okay. I don't think there's anything blue down there, but we really want to draw like a slip through space. Alright. So let's get going. Play the instant stuff so that we don't lose priority, because when we lose priority, it's going to be gone. Don't need you. Now the problem is time, because it's taking me forever to go through the motions. And sinking. There's the mountain I needed. Come on. Okay, I guess my timer's up. It's not progressing. Everything is all glitch out, you guys. Oh my god. There you go. It didn't let me attack. It didn't let me attack. Ah. No, my opponent can't seem to do anything either. Now his priority is trying to pass. Let's see if we can get him with the Twin Bolt. Nope, he'll still have enough mana. Yep, that's one way to lose a game. I'm not going to feel like we lost this game. The math had him down to 5 that turn, and then killing him this turn should have been really easy to do. So I don't feel like I really lost. But the timer's part of the game. I just didn't anticipate that lag out. Like, the lag that hit me right there was absolutely unbelievable to me. Okay, so what can we do now? I guess we gotta get him for max. So what does that? I guess Thopter Engineer, draw a card. We pretty much need a huge attack next turn. So get wide. Draw. Mountain. Okay, so we don't get that land drop. And he had the fog. Did he have that up last turn? Or did he draw that? I wonder. Alright. Fair enough. Maybe I never won this game. Maybe that retreat to Kazandu is too much. Maybe 4 Titan Strengths is a few too many. Oh my lord. Well done, sir. So if he goes and gets Oblivion Sower, he's got this. Alright. We don't call anybody that particular F word in here. Okay? A snake by D Hertz. So, you're gonna get moderated in a timeout for that one, but thanks for being a viewer, but you can't say that stuff in here. Alright, so we go down to a green-black weirdo ramp. But it's hard to, I don't know. I guess if he had the fog that turn, I don't know. That all ended kind of sadly for me. Goes down as a loss for sure. I'm just, I don't know. I don't know. Let's get the taste of that out of my mouth. That was a pretty weird game in general. Islands are bad. When you have too many, it gets really nasty, and we drew a lot of islands. Also, we drew all 4 Titan Strengths with, no card draw, and when we finally got it, like, we were starting to kick into gear when shit kind of hit the fan, so... Ah, well. I feel like we could have won that game, not necessarily with the draws as they came, but with even slight variations in the randomness of those draws. Four Titan Strength. All in my hand. I think that was like turn 4. I think there were still like 46 cards in the deck and we had all 4 Titan Strengths in our hand. That's amazing. Do I take any decks? Yeah, it was an interesting deck. Do I take deck requests? Not right now. Today we dug into werewolves and we're digging into prowess. So the plan is to try to figure out how we can make these decks better. So I take requests on certain days, and I took requests all last week. I'm not taking requests today. Hope that doesn't bother you too much. Oh, well, actually, I did take a request. Like, I asked which deck they wanted me to play to try to improve, and Prowess was the winner. So, we definitely have Prowess fans here in the chat who voted for this one. Alright, let's see what he's got for a turn 2 Jace. Horribly Awry, Reeve Soul, Grasp of Darkness, Disperse. Yeah, you name it. They got it. Alright. Do I have any madness going on? I've always got a little madness going on. Is that a question? Let's put Chandra out there and make him deal with it. Spell Shrivel? Do what you're gonna do, dude. Okay, telling time. Hyper Incognito. I guess he just wants to set me back on my turn. It depends on his hand. Maybe he has a Languish or something like that to deal with Jace later, and he doesn't want me to get a loot out of it. There's plenty of reasons to disperse it. Just depends on his hand. Alright, he's probably gonna kill this guy, but let's... If he was gonna kill it, he'd do it on his turn, right? That would make sense. Complete disregard targets that. So he took a damage for no reason. I can Titan Strength, untap it, deal one more, but that's not any... Oh wait! Titan Strength saves it. Titan Strength saves it. It can't be... The complete disregard will totally miss now. Top! Love that card. Let's see... Yeah, single targeted removal was a bit of a headache, so that's... And I found the Thopter's version was really kind of hard to contain. Also just, you know, the haste from Engineer, 3 toughness, there's a lot going on there that kind of keeps the board stocked, you know, well stocked. Whereas Majoring Bully might just suicide or into something bigger or just die from general failure. So I like this version. And have I played around Madness and Vampires? Not much. I haven't seen anybody with like a good vampire list. Alright, so he's playing Draw Go on me, which is probably going to cost him points. Probably going to cost him points. Now I can Jori and Jace. That draws a card, but that kind of... I don't know. I don't want to do that. I want to Pia Kiran, attack... And then maybe I bolt one of my own Thopters and flip Chandra if we get that far. Okay. Let's see what he does here. Okay. He's going to Spell Shrivel. I'm going to untap Chandra. We're going to attack him. Okay. Nope. Not yet. Now, we're not going to get to activate Chandra because of hold priority, but we are going to get to Flipper, which is too bad, but a flip Planeswalker is a good Planeswalker. And this did more damage. It is too bad. Hold priority right there would put him at 5 and Chandra at 5 loyalty. But I still think we'll be fine. I don't have the crazy flipping land card in this particular deck. The mana is too important and there's too much of it. Oh, he's got another Disperse. Okay, that's fine. So let's see, can we draw some damage? Nope, not yet. I think we want to Jori and Jace to draw the card. And we can put him at 5. And there's nothing we can draw that we can play more of. So, yep, let's put him at 5. Stole an opponent's Gideon with Welcome to the Fold. That sounds brilliant. That sounds amazing. You better have had a video. Yep, you better have had that on video, dude. Alright, so we draw. Oh! Yeah. Alrighty, let's see what our opponent can do now. Our opponent has Nissa's Renewal. It's one of those days. That's okay, though. Let's see if we can strike back and kill him anyway. I think we can. I think we can. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. One thing I can say, there are a lot of good cards, there are a lot of good decks, and there are a lot of powerful cards in good decks. Like, we are facing a lot of different archetypes, and they're doing very well. Like, we're just not winning as much as we did in the past, and I'm not even mad about that because it means you know, that means that we're not winning just... It means that, one thing, our decks aren't tuned yet, okay? Or we're not picking the best decks. And the other thing is it means the cards are better. So people, you know, young players stand more of a chance. It's all good stuff. So, how do we kill him? Want to play something and give it haste. I think Chandra's probably right for that. We can give Chandra haste. We can hit for 2, and if we draw a land or another red spell... I definitely want to flip Jace this turn if I can. Another red land off the top. No, doesn't quite get there. But let's... in fact, let's do Thief instead, because I want to use my islands, and I want to have red mana open. Alright. Yeah, I know, wipe alert. I'm thinking. I'm on it. That's why I need to try to flip Jace this turn. And there's 3. So we're not going to get to flip Jace. So let's dig now for a Titan Strength, since we're not going to get there. Mountain. I think we played a... Did we play a land this turn? I don't think we did. Well, still, I think the mountain is the right call, unfortunately. Alright. Draw. Okay, that would have been... Man, if we could have been 1 card deeper... If we had been 1 card deeper, we'd have been... He'd have been close to dead. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Never mind. Still not quite there. But yep. Keeping up that card advantage. Too bad we didn't flip that Jace. Oh, and maybe he's out. Okay. He's been replaced by AI. We didn't get the opportunity to take a concession, so maybe he shut down his console in response. Ooh. Rising Miasma. Okay. Gonna come in handy. Rising Miasma will not quite get the job done. Too much of that 3 toughness. You got a Thopter token. And he's gonna hit me. No flawless victory for me.
Flawless victory.
Ding. I think that's more of a Street Fighter thing where they're adding up the points. Anyway. Let's get a job done. So this is a good example, I think, of the more traditional, the just absolute disaster that it is when more traditional control decks try to beat this deck. Izzet Prowess. It's really, like, against anything that's trying to keep the board clear, this deck just, like, draws cards and draws cards, does stuff at instant speed, plays stuff with haste. Just nickels and dimes. Really hard to stop. Life gain is tough, but if they don't have a huge end game, like, I don't know, top decking Ulamog, like the guy we played before, then we have nothing to worry about. Alright. Theros Heroic. Yeah, man, I played Theros Heroic. That was a fun deck. That was a really fun deck. Alright, at 7:15, I've been on here a long time, so this will probably wind down my efforts to get Prowess better. How have we done? Well, I've got only 4 games I recorded. I think we've played more like 6. The only loss was to that ramp deck. Quite frankly, I'm still, like... I'm mad that that bug happened. I at least wanted to see if he had fog, but I think he did from the way he played. And if he had fog, I don't think we beat that. And that doesn't mean fog is a good card. But, you know, things have their moments. We just had a really awkward draw that never quite worked out. Oh well. I guess another thing I could have done was keep the other thing in the ice and tried to trigger it when he played his Ulamog. That's another thing I could have done. But man, the blue mana really felt awkward. I think we drew 4 islands, and there's only 5 in the deck, and they are by far the worst land to draw, because if you have like more than 2 on the battlefield, it really clogs up your hand because so many of the cards are red. Ah, fog isn't a good card. It's amazing. That's right. I can't beat a fog. Everybody knows this. I cannot defeat a fog, so please, everybody, 4 fogs in your deck. That's my new recommendation. Since I'm having trouble winning, I'll just try to win by giving out poor advice. That's the kind of guru you do not deserve. Let me put it that way. Oh yeah, Red Fury, just sub in those dispels. I'm sure that won't take away from the rest of the deck at all. This hand is really slow, but the mana will be perfect. But we have no removal. I actually don't think I can keep something that's all tap lands. I've lost a lot of games that way. Alrighty, well, now I'm stuck with tap lands on a 6. But at least this hand has the thing, and the thing can bring us back if we fall behind. Drawing a Fiery Impulse is pretty good. It can also get us some tempo back if we want to be the aggressor in this matchup. Looks like we might have a Mirror of sorts. Oh, a Thopters. Okay. I have not played with this battle with Thopters. I'm going to take a guess that Thing in the Ice has the potential to be awesome in this matchup. Alright, so let's pass turn and see what our opponent wants to do. I think we want to shock that thing, that Rune Servitor, but I don't want to do it during his turn. Alright, well, if he's going to do that, we'll do this now, since he's already used his mana. When they get to draw a card and you get to draw a card, you want to be the one drawing the card, and then being the first one with untapped mana having the card. So that's what that little shenanigan was about. Let's give it haste, but not yet. Let's just let it sit, see what happens. He's pausing me with a blue. Maybe he's got to read Thing in the Ice. If you're running counterspells, like this deck with counterspells is a different deck, and I have that deck too. I play that deck too, and I'm sure I'll show it to you guys sometimes. But it's like a blue-red Madness control deck, but it's a different deck. This is blue-red Prowess. Blue-red Prowess needs to cast a bunch of cheap spells and do crazy stuff, and it's not going to do that. It's not going to do that when it has counterspells. They're too reactive. As you can see, the deck needs to be proactive. The game we lost, we were not proactive at all. 2015 Izzet? Yeah, it's kind of like, it does feel a lot like that. It feels a lot like the 2015 Izzet deck a lot of the time. Now we could, oh my gosh. Guys, can we do this? Can we do this? I think we're supposed to. Oh my gosh. Alright. We're going to lead with this because we don't want to lose priority. Now we'll play the island, but we still have a sorcery. Yeah, you paused the timer, dude. I'm reading your last rites with my 7-8. Oh man. We even get to save a slip through space. And we get to hit him for 10. Oh no. So this is why Thing in the Ice is pretty good in the deck, everybody. We need more spells. We don't need another Stormchaser Mage. We'll save this for next turn, because if you can't remove the thing, this is a lightning bolt. This is a 1 damage, deal 7 to your face. And there we go. Your turn. Turn 4 flippy thing. Woo! All right, and you've got a Rune Servitor. Congratulations on your Servitor, sir. So that should be lethal because... Or wait, it's close to lethal. It's not lethal. We need to see what we draw off this slip through space. But we're really close. That'll do it. That'll do it. So now we can mage... Oh wait, nope. I need to play the first mage first. What am I doing? Why am I playing so bad, you guys? I'm sorry. That should have been lethal. I need to play that mage first. Still getting used to these cards. Trying to learn them right in front of all y'all, but that was a pretty obvious one. Sorry about that. It's been that kind of day. To be quite honest, I have really not had the play going on. Not my usual self on... I blame sleep deprivation because I've played this game a stupid amount of hours for 5 days. So I think I'm on more autopilot than I ever should be when trying to show you guys how cards work. But thanks for hanging with me anyway. I'm still having fun. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. I used to really beat myself up when I made misplays, but now I'm just trying to have fun. Alright. Alright. I'm glad you're still with me, Nighthawk. Alright, are you gonna kill this thing? He's gonna fiery conclude. And he's gonna target that. Sure. Oh, don't make me do it again. And you go down. Alright. Goodbye, Vile. Reciprocity. I can never say that word. It is like the word. Reciprocity. Reciprocity. So Thopters. Haven't seen many Thopters, but there they are. And in particular, Rune Servitor feels like a horrible card to me now. Just about anything that's just a 2/2 for 2 isn't doing as much as is needed, I think. So let's get in here. What would I change based on today? I always had the blue mana I needed, but the problem multiple times was too many islands. There's only 5. And we managed it great, except for that one stupid game. So do I need to cut an island? I don't know. I don't think I can bring myself to be doing that. Just going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, we're already at 13, which is 1 less than we should really be at. But the islands are just so bad. I could run the Evolving Wilds, but then I'm up to 8 tap lands, which I really don't like having a lot of tap lands. But at the same time, the deck has kind of shown that it can deal with that. It seems to deal with lands coming into the battlefield tapped okay. The other thing we could try to do is find more blue spells. Now, I like the red spells because of Chandra, but Chandra, she was pretty much always... I don't think we were ever in a situation where we couldn't flip Chandra. It was just about how much we can flip, if we wanted to. So maybe the answer is finding more blue spells so that those islands aren't so dead. So what else could I play? I really want something that's instant speed and works with the prowess. Gemini plays Telling Time. We could also play something like Compelling Deterrence and bounces stuff. Just the Wind works with Jace, but only bounces creatures. I don't think that's good enough trade-off for only 1 Madness Enabler. Press for Answers is an interesting one that can deal with a threat like Ulamog. It does give you a clue. It is cheap. It's low opportunity cost. It's not an instant. But I've actually been impressed with this card more than I thought I would be. And I'm not taking Chandra out. She was still something that people had to deal with. Like, Chandra is a must-kill, and most of this stuff is not. How about this one? Nope, don't need more fast damage. I really don't think that's the problem. Clutch is an interesting card, and one I have considered. Not an instant, but that does mean it helps you hold priority. It's either Clutch or I'm considering this one. The Surge shouldn't be hard to activate. Tapping the creature and drawing the card is awesome. Clutch doesn't draw the card, and this deck really likes to keep the cards flowing. This can tap down Ulamog and maybe give us a chance to win those games. The 3-1 trample, I'd rather have the 2-1 trample for 1 if I were going that route, but I'm not. In the version of this deck that runs like Majoring Bullies and is all in, that card is good, but this isn't that version. This version is more about drawing cards, and all of the cards kind of contribute to that, at least Titan Strength Scries, and that doesn't. So that's why I don't think that's the right pick. I do want to try this. I want to try Grip of the Roil. I think this has potential. Surge shouldn't be hard to activate. We do it pretty much every single game. The draw card is it's important because we want to keep the cards coming. And being able to lock down a threatening creature to get more attacks in, particularly Ulamog, so we get one more turn to kill them. Because as you saw in the game we lost, one more turn would have made a big difference. I think that's where I want to be. I want to try that. So that's my theory. Yeah. And yeah, you can tap it on his turn, so he basically has a creature out of commission for 2 turns. I don't see that happening too often with this deck, but it is an option. So that's what we're going to try. Instead of trying to fix our mana, we're going to get a few more blue spells. And we're going to try this one, and if it doesn't work, I think the next up would be Clutch of Currents or Press for Answers. I don't like Sorcery Speed, and I don't like that we get a clue instead of a card, but it's not horrible. Okay. We're going to get out of this. And guys, that's going to be my stream for today. Thank you very much for hanging out. I've really enjoyed playing with you guys. I think we learned that wolves aren't that magically amazing, at least not on camera. I mean, whenever I played it by myself, I tell you, it slaughtered things, but not today. And this Izzet Prowess deck, I think this is legit. I think it's one of the better aggro decks you can play in the format, especially if you play the card advantage version and play it well, better than I have today. And hopefully those couple of additions will also tune it up against ramp. Alright guys, it's been a lot of fun, and I will see you next time.